Hey guys, what's going on? This is Chris. I'm Jayson in the mirror, and we're going to be going over the proper ways to do a deadlift and going over all the motions you have to go over to make sure it's done correctly. Very first thing is your feet. When you're looking pretty much, well, you can look from the side view here. You want to make sure that the actual feet are underneath the bar, not so much where the tippy toes are right now, but go ahead and move forward a little bit, Chris. Right under the midfoot, kind of like where your arch of your feet are, so that your shins are actually not touching. You probably go a little bit further closer, but right there, boom. So that's kind of like where you want your feet to be set up. The feet in a deadlift is unlike like a squat. You want them pretty much hip width apart. So what he has set up right now is perfect. The second thing is when you go through the motions of the actual deadlift, you want to make sure your feet are flat at all times, heel and toe. If either one of them rise while you're doing this exercise, the weight is too heavy, okay? Second thing is the bar placement, where the bar is. See how it's about mid-shin? It's pretty much right in the middle of the shin. So normally you would have like, weights on either side, but for the demonstration, we're not doing that. But if you ever do have some problems, you want to put the weights on the bottom of the actual bar to lift it up so it is by mid-shin. Second thing you want is his grip. Go ahead and down, grab it. The grip for the deadlift can be about shoulder width apart, depending on your size and physique. You might want it a little bit, wide, but not too much so that it puts strain on your back. So what he has right here, you take a look from here, it's shoulder width apart, so you're good to go on that. Your elbows, always want to keep them locked. You never want to bend them, because when you bend them, then you're starting to use different muscles and you're defeating the purpose of the actual deadlift. Your chest. You want your chest to be poked out just a little bit, but not too much that it puts a curvature in your back, which that's where we're going to next, is the back. The back is supposed to be flat and straight. No arches, no curls, no rounds, exactly how he's showing here. And you want to keep that throughout the whole motion of the exercise. Same thing goes for the shoulders and the shoulder blades. See how they're all flat and nice right here? You don't want them to arch out, like if you're pulling back. Go ahead and pull back on your shoulder blades. So you can see like that little motion right there. You don't want that going on, because then once again, you're using a different motion. Go ahead and relax, you're good. Next thing is the head in line. See how it's looking straight and forward? Not so much that he's looking toward the ceiling or looking toward the ground, but keeping it straight and forward throughout the whole entire exercise. Other than that, throughout the whole exercise, the next thing is the hips. Look at how his hips and his legs are set up. You're kind of like doing a half squat, unlike a regular full squat where your top of your thigh is parallel to the actual ground, but exactly what he has here, probably a little bit more exaggerated. Once we go through the motions, you'll see it. Other than that, when you're doing your reps, you want to go ahead and make sure you're breathing at all times, going up and down when you're lowering and raising the bar. Last thing probably would just be to lock your hips when you're bringing up the bar, and we'll show that here in a second. So Chris is going to go ahead and knock out a few reps so we can point out what we can fix and what he's doing right. Go ahead, man. See how he's pulling it straight up, locking the hips, head straight, no activating the shoulder blades. And he can probably go down a little bit more on the backside. Go ahead, go do another one. And then when you come down, make sure you're bending your knees pretty good and getting down into that. There you go, yep. See how his back is nice and straight, head's forward, shoulders are fine, elbows are locked. Go ahead, just keep going, do a few reps. Keeps his form in the front. Everything's fine. He's starting to get a little arch in the back. That's the thing that a lot of people do once the weight's too heavy. So that's how you know the weight is a little bit heavier than normal, when they put a little curvature or arch in your back. But right now, since it's pretty much only 5 pounds, you should be good. Knock out a few more so we can see anything else. There you go. You see you got a little arch in your back again, which is normal after a while. That's why normally you just want to do maybe 5 per set and then change up the weight so that your back doesn't get used to it. But right there, that's perfect form, what he just did right there. All right, you're good. And pretty much, like I said, this exercise is to work, go ahead, the lower back, upper back. It works out all the legs, works out your glutes, your hamstrings and your quads. It does a little bit on calves, but not too much. But if you're ever feeling like you're sore and you're working out your arms and your chest, anything other than your back and your legs, that means your form is completely wrong. So Hope you enjoyed the video.